Hello and good morning, and welcome to Corey's Auto Garage. We're just here in the shop today. We're going to be working on this 2007 Pontiac Vibe. Pontiac Vibe runs the 16-cylinder rotary engine, I believe, 16 valves per cylinder. These two are the intake ports, these two are the outtakes. First thing we're going to have to do is rip down the front part of this manifold, and then we'll be removing this entire assembly right here. This assembly right here uses the air that comes in from the front of the grill, and it forces a fan to spin and generates all the electricity that pushes the fuel to the rotary cylinders. So let's get on that and see how it goes. What you want to do first is, I like to select a fine podcast. So today I went with Duncan Trussell on Joe Rogan Experience. Then what I really like to do is get my phone plugged into a power source, and today I'm using my wireless battery. So get this random noise going in the background, and it'll kind of keep you on track as you get through the job. Also, you'll notice I put on my extra thick latex gloves. That's mostly just because I'm a germaphobe, and these engines are coated in bacteria. The plasma that cycles through the rotary engine is very, very dirty stuff. First and foremost, this is the water pump. And you don't want any water flowing through the engine when you're working on it, otherwise it might leak, makes a whole mess on your floor. So what you want to do is disconnect the power from the water pump. What I'm using is a 10 millimeter flanged specialized hand wrench, and I turn it whichever way the car is parked. Pull the nut toward the south. I think I'm gonna spray that down with a little bit of penetrating oil, like it says in the book. All right, we just got the turbine generator free. It's been, let's just check the clock, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So I'd call that a record. I'm just got to take off this inlet tube. I think that's where the fuel goes in to power the turbine, so it can catch all the energy of the wind. I had trouble reaching the this from inside. Looks like I'm going to need a new clamp. All right. Yeah, see, fuel level full, fuel level low, and it seems empty to me, so I'm going to have to pick up some turbine fuel. Fuck. Alright, just a warning to everyone here, I picked up the turbine, and all the fuel, you can see here, all that fuel is pouring out. You want to catch that. That is highly flammable, volatile, carcinogenic. It tastes like watermelon, oddly. But let that go, and what I typically do is I'll take that bin out to the backyard, just into a far corner, and yeah, I'll just dump it out in the soil. I mean, everything. So here's what we came to fix. Alright, temperature's normal. Alright, I sprinkled a little separating grease on the nut connected to the magnetometer. We have a moderate amount of corrosion. Using my flanged closed end rotary puller, I'm going to give that a bit of pressure. It's we call that cunty. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see what kind of action we got, but this is all good news. Now, the magnetic fluid could leak out if you're too aggressive in removing this connector. It is loosened up, and that's what's holding in the bottom half of our magnetometer. Oh, she's getting this thing on here. Okay, I had to run out to the store, got a little elbow grease, but it looks like she is now free, and more rusty, I think, than it should be. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a few days, but we're back here in Corey's garage, and the new magnetometer just arrived. I got a fluidic turbo magnetometer to make sure that it has the cold cranking voltage to get the car started in the wintertime. So it's an Actelco. Actelco is the original equipment manufacturer for most Toyota products. Here it is. They come pre-fluid filled from the factory. I topped it up with just a little bit of, well, really just a little bit of used motor oil was all. I just pulled this little rubber nubbin off there, filled it up to the brim. I put a little dab of hot glue on the hole just to make sure it doesn't leak out. I'm not sure this is the same size, but it'll definitely fit. Well, we had quite the problem with the bolts. You see, the bolts, from what I was told, became electronified to the aluminium, and the aluminium stuck inside the squirrely little windy parts on the bolts. So took them inside, cleaned them up with a brass brush, and even though I don't have a torque wrench, I think I'm going to proceed and get this job over with now that we get all the spinny parts all fixed up there. And alright, looks like it's installed. Before I put this whole fan housing in, this is probably the scariest part of the whole job. We're going to test it. So I got the battery hooked back up. I've swapped out all the filters. I did a complete purge on the transmission before we started this. So what we're going to do is hopefully place this here. Now, if the magnetometer explodes, I may lose my camera, but we're going to see how it goes. Oh God, I'm scared. 3, 2,